This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man.
Boy! Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, a.k.a.
Cat Bus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guests and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety, 4 FOR, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
Oh my God, Renee dumped you.
You're dumping me?
Why are we sitting here trying to figure out where we went wrong with our significant others?
Well, you know what I think sick? This relationship.
There is something out there that can help ease our simultaneous double loss.
Ritual suicide.
No, you idiot, the fucking mall. Brandy is the past. You face forward, or you face the possibility of shock and damage.
Where the hell did that come from? What's going on here?
You know about this game show thing they got going on here? Well, we need you guys to somehow ensure that it doesn't happen.
Is that it? We're gonna do that anyway.
Really, why?
What else are we gonna do? Sal Bobby stole a schematic and found a weakness just like the fucking Death Star. Only problem is LaForge.
Who's LaForce?
You don't know what LaForge is? Phase 1. First you take a run at LaForge with the sock full of quarters. Clock him on his headpiece and knock his ass out cold.
Is that ingenuity or what?
Jesus Christ, you knocked him out.
Now hit him!
Some afternoon, fun parties, and you get to jump on into social class. Stuck in that it's hard to pass their social norms and social rules. With social scale, with social rules.
Holy shit! Aren't you?
Oh, Stanley. Hi.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
All right, the disappointment of Boomer Siri is present. So this is 90 for Chill, the podcast with Cat Bus Russ. I am your host, Cat Bus Russ. And once again, and this has been a while, honestly. I don't think we've done it since From Dusk Till Dawn.
I think that was the last time I showed up, yes.
Yeah, the From Dusk Till Dawn marathon.
Yes.
Feature, yeah. Which wasn't, I mean, it was long, but not too bad. I mean, I think just one.
Yeah, it's got to the point where I mentioned to my wife I was going to be doing the podcast today. She goes, "How long are you going to be?" I'm like, "No, one movie." One.
Yes, right. And yep. As I was, oops, shoot, got my Audacity screwing up on me. Let me stop.
Hey, kids! Look what you can win in the Krusty Sweepstakes. To enter, send me your parents' brains. All right, parents' brains on a 3x5 card and send it to...
Really loving the MacBook, but it is a relearning stuff on that. But, all right, there we go. And back to it. So, as Andrew said, it is going to be one movie. And that movie is just one of Kevin Smith's movies, actually, because we've been chatting about doing a Kevin Smith pod for a while.
Yes,
Uh,
maybe even longer than Tombstone.
yeah, I think we made Tombstone. We figured a way to make Tombstone work.
Yeah,
Kevin Smith, for the most part, never really goes overly long. I would say
no,
the exception
yeah,
would be Dogma, but that was his magnum opus. So, and even then, I haven't checked on the runtime of Dogma in a while. I just know there is a 3 hour cut somewhere.
mhm.
I have to get back to that Zoom. And so this is so I got a lot to say because I did purchase the before my retail gig got rid of the physical media. I did purchase the 25th anniversary Arrow release of
I haven't
this.
gotten a hold of that one yet.
It should be at your Barnes and Nobles and such.
Okay.
So, I mean, except you're not going to get a reasonable price on that. Like
No,
I only go shopping at Barnes and Nobles when the Criterion Collection is having one of their sales
yeah, because
myself.
the only version of this that I have, it was like the one they did circa '98. Basically, it's like,
Ooh,
hey,
yeah.
this movie has made enough money that we can pretend it exists.
Right. And that's a lot of stuff in the introduction Kevin Smith does for the Arrow release. So this is the so I got the 2020. I'm obviously got it on iTunes right now on my peripheral. Just yes, support physical media whenever you can, but hey, if they give you that free download, don't be afraid to use it. Arrow did not. I was on a kick where it's like gotta upgrade everything to HD. So I think I think I had so I'd say my original Mallrats DVD, which was filled with a lot of features.
Yeah,
So it might still be the 98. I mean, everybody came for the commentary track.
yeah,
So
because even though Mallrats only came out like 3 years earlier or something like that, that was well before the time of DVDs
right. Yeah,
and even
so
laser discs. Because I think a lot of that stuff was done for the laser disc format, and they
yeah.
just booted it on to DVD later.
Oh yeah, no, you can watch the so it came so obviously it came like Chasing Amy went immediately to the Criterion Collection.
Yeah,
I think that a lot of people say, "Oh, that film doesn't age well." It's like, no, I still would think straight guys think sexuality is.
that's the problem. Why it hasn't aged well, because men haven't aged well.
There you go. But I would still say that's probably my favorite of his features. Just I
I like that. I like that one because of all the movies, and I saw all of his movies completely out of order.
yes,
In
most
fact,
people have.
the first one I saw was Mallrats, and which is
Mhm.
probably why it's probably one of my favorite movies of his. Definitely my favorite is Clerks. I have no problem saying that.
Yeah.
But Mallrats is right there because I was that kid in the mall that would go on a Saturday.
Mhm.
The only money I spent was on food and at the arcade. Everything else was just there for me to look at it.
Right, yeah, we have no interest in what was it that Shannon says? I have no interest in anybody not here to
Yes,
consume or something along those
yes,
lines.
yeah.
So,
You're not here to shop. You're here to hang out.
yeah. Yeah, I can't stand for that. So this is aggressive salesmanship.
Yes,
Um so the so as I say with that intro, I'll get a lot of stuff's explained. So, we don't want to keep you too far from the misses, and I got my own places to
oh,
be as well.
she just left the house. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. All right. So, um, so yep, so Mallrats was a bomb. Didn't make it out of the first weekend, according to Smith in the introduction.
Yes, in
Uh,
the first weekend, they made $400,000, and they were like, "Well,
uh,
which screen?" And he's like, "All of them."
yeah, 500 screens. So I guess that
Not
would
good.
be, yeah, that would probably be 20,000 a screen if I'm doing the math correct. or is that one too many zeros?
I think it's closer to 2,000.
Okay, there. Yeah, as I say, one too many zeros. Office Space math.
There you
Missed
go.
the decimal point. Um, so Kevin Smith quickly just went like, and it is foreshadowed at the end of the credits that Chasing Amy was going to be the next movie,
I
regardless.
I thought the next one actually in the credits was Dogma that he mentioned.
That's at the end of Clerks.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
That's
I have
what, yeah, right.
my bad.
Um, so that's so essentially this movie. So he went straight to Chasing Amy, which indie darling.
Oh yeah.
But you could tell at this point like I would say with Mallrats, he is not a multi-camera guy. I
No.
think, yeah.
Well, that was one of the problems he had from the get go. Is they're like, well, we got the budget. It's got to be
Yeah,
a $60 million budget.
It's a studio picture.
And him and his producer Scott Mosier were definitely thinking they could pull that off for $1 million.
Yeah,
But
I think Smith said 5 in the intro, but
mm.
um and a lot of relationship with Jim Jacks, the other producer, who really had a lot of faith in this movie. And when I saw, as you were going on about this is the first Kevin Smith movie you've seen, my first Kevin Smith experience was Clerks the animated series.
Okay.
That was my older sister, the poetic critic. Like she was not into the indie cinema. She's still more of a classic fan. I think I don't know where she's at on the Roger Ebert list, and but she's definitely got to be coming up on almost completing it. Probably 100 more movies or so, but she'll get there. And of course, so the so this so with Clerks the animated series, like, oh, it's something I can act. She felt kind of excess. It was in the which was a bad time for animated series at the time. I think Futurama and Family Guy were in their cancellation stage. This was before DVD saved them.
If you weren't The Simpsons, it wasn't working.
Yeah, yep. Almost thought about just bringing the bottle, but I think there's like 2 shots left. So, and chugging, that's just, yeah, it's Cubs haven't lost yet today. So,
the day's still young.
Yes. So with the, so she watched Clerks the animated series. It's so meta, lots of fun.
Yes.
And of course, Disney screwed that one up by showing it out of order.
Yeah.
And I think they only made it to 4 episodes of the 6, and they pulled the trigger.
They pulled the plug early.
Yeah. So it is.
Weird. It was weird. ABC, they tried to make a Clerks live action show. The first time I mentioned that this was the first movie I saw. The first time I saw it, it was on ABC on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just weird that Disney has this weird, strange Kevin Smith relationship like that.
Well, there's an awful middleman in between.
Well, yeah, and we won't bring up that fat fuck's name. I'm sorry.
No worries. I don't know. I'm almost to the point where to the like, no, I think after getting approved for Fan Expo, we can like they had to listen. I'm presuming they listened to an episode.
Something.
Yeah. So with that, I already announced it last week. Fan Expo, August 18th, 2 p.m. We're taking the creator stage. 2 p.m. is not a bad slot, honestly, because unless they got some real plan. I haven't seen the schedule. I mean, Mark Hamill's going to be Saturday night, Sunday morning. Worst thing we got Shatner to deal with, I think.
And I think we're at the point where like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going head to head with Shatner.
Right.
I don't want to go head to head with Hamill, but I'm going head to head with Shatner.
Right. The only thing that would be bad would be if the Terminator reunion is going to be during that. That's Michael Biehn, Lance Henriksen, Robert
Oh, nice.
Patrick, and Edward Furlong.
Yeah, and I've met one of those guys.
I've met Robert Patrick. That was the one.
I met Furlong.
Oh, all right. Yeah, my experience with Patrick was like, oh, I was trying to like kind of find something cool for him to sign. And it's like, oh yeah, he's a supporting actor.
Yeah.
There's so I just grabbed a print of Terminator 2 and said, look, I'm sorry, it's not you. And he just said, no, it's cool. It's Arnold's movie. I know if he's a saving force for John Cena. Like,
Yes.
yes, I know he wasn't needed for Peacemaker to be good.
Well, he's worked with John Cena in two other projects as well.
The Marine, I know that.
And in the television show Psych.
Oh, all right. I didn't get around. I didn't. I
John Cena
didn't.
played one of the characters. He played like the main female character's brother, and he was a serviceman. Can't remember the branch. And
Right.
Robert Patrick was a commanding officer.
Okay.
So yeah, long history with those three. Much
Right.
like pick a person in a Kevin Smith movie, and I'll tell you 5 more Kevin Smith projects they've done.
Yes. Oh no. That's well, I don't think Claire Forlani's been back, and that was actually watching it this time. Yeah, she's really a kind of a weak point, I think.
Which is really sad to say because I think her performance was still good, but when you stack it up to
Jamie,
I've said it
Jen,
before, and I'll say it again. Jason Lee is Brody. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But even Ben Affleck as the goofy comedic antagonist, he was good. Speaking of that supporting actors and that guy actors.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker, who got in the movie because of Jim Jacks, because Jim Jacks had just produced Tombstone right before this.
Okay.
And that's what got Rooker in.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't think Rooker's been back yet.
No, I know like Rooker still talks to Smith all the time.
Yeah.
They're still friends. He just hasn't been able to get into another project.
Right.
Claire Forlani, there was talks of her making an appearance in Jay and Silent Bob reboot because pretty much everybody did.
Yeah. Yep. But I guess going to Claire Forlani, she's definitely outshined by Joey Lauren Adams in this film.
Which I do agree with, but it's funny how many people you'll hear online saying that she was the weak point of the movie.
Oh no, I think that was the I mean, Shannon Doherty's great. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
True.
And I like with Shannon Doherty, I think a lot of it was kind of playing into the because I didn't watch 90210, but Brenda was the innocent girl, and in the meantime, people hated Shannon Doherty. Was Shannon Doherty.
I mean,
yeah.
And they kind of allude to that's part of the reason with the movie that the production company Gramercy couldn't really promote themselves, and then whenever they would show a TV spot, it was Jason Lee and Shannon Doherty, one person you don't know and one person you hate.
Right? And I think Smith kind of wrote the character playing into that, like, no, this is a reasonable girl, and that this time I really kind of noticed how few scenes Claire Forlani is really in. But I also pick up her American accent, not that great.
Right, and I know a lot of the reasons some
don't get me into don't get me into the Doers commercials she was doing. Scottish that's Scott.
That was even worse.
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies that she's in, she has to do an American accent, but the funny part is the entire movie takes place in England.
Yeesh. What movie was that?
That was Green Street Hooligans.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot she was in Green Street Hooligans. Like I that's why I've got my 120 Club tattoo, because I was trying to come back in 2015 wrestling by starting the Clark Street Elite. Which obviously a year later that all gets screwed up because the idea is, well, if we can't beat you on the field,
yeah,
we'll beat you on the streets. And but that was held back because of racist Peorian wrestling. Like so.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, so that's but like watching this time, it's kind of like and speaking of Gramercy Pictures real fast, just seeing a note. Oh yeah, they also dropped the ball with MST3K the movie, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
And a movie that lots of people kind of tie into this one for the sole fact that Ben Affleck and Jolie Lauren Adams are in it. Dazed and Confused.
They yeah, Richard
And also
Linklater. Oh,
and they also sometimes confuse the character that played Quint for the character that played
But
Pink.
like right, the twin
They're
brothers,
played
the
by twin brothers.
Londons. Yeah,
Yeah,
the London brothers. And
yeah.
yeah, I will say TS is I think it's Jeremy in this one.
Yes, I've met them both. It is Jeremy that
And
is Jeremy is the one that's in Dazed and Confused, and Jason I think is the one in Mallrats.
okay, because I just said the other way
No, I did. I
around.
had that back.
Yeah.
I know. I think I had that back. I had it back. I had
Okay.
it back.
Right.
I do that a lot. Sorry.
I've seen some decent directed video stuff with the London brothers.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna try to differentiate when I yeah, but
No, I mean they're both funny actors. I love Out Cold. I love Mallrats, Days Confused. I'm one of the few people that didn't hate the Rage Carrie 2.
I have not given it a full go. It doesn't like I when I saw like the ending in '99, I think somebody was just I got to a party late and it's like
I mean,
yeah, no.
it's definitely a late '90s movie.
I mean, I appreciate the bigger brother from
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement getting his balls shot off with a harpoon.
Yes.
So yeah, I should really give that one a chance. And truthfully, I'd never really um besides seeing like the finale of the original Carrie, it's like I haven't really given the time. And I say that to a lot of Brian De Palma movies, like really the only ones I've seen beginning to end. And that's a shame because Blowout, of course, is one I have to get to. Or of course, Scarface and the Untouchables.
Yeah.
Probably his most commercial movies.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's I'd like to think that's still the best. Like I like 4 a lot. Ghost Protocol.
I can't even remember how many I've seen at this point. I know I've seen the first one, and I know I've seen the third one.
You can skip the
From
second
there,
one.
I've heard that. From there, it gets real sketchy.
Oh, it's all the continuity all blends it all together. Like it's like the Rogue Nation one was like just way too long for me. And
I know they've reached the point where kind of like I joke that the Fast and the Furious movies have reached, because every time that you start one of those movies, it should have a 5-minute previously on Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm. I would say Hobbs and Shaw is the exception. That was a pretty
Yeah, because that was more of a spin-off than a sequel.
Right. I've only seen one, which after a rewatch, just totally hate. And
they're not good movies.
I've seen 8. Actually, I thought Hobbs and Shaw was good.
Again, that one is fine because it takes these two characters that we like from these movies that are questionable, and we give them their own thing to do.
Right. So I saw 8 and like, oh, that's nice, crazy shit. And then I see a car in space in the trailer for 9. It's like,
yes, they did that.
Yeah, no, I can buy Dwayne Johnson redirecting a torpedo on ice
because he's the final boss and he can do that.
Okay, I'm just glad the Parts Fun Known video I watched today, the top 11 matches of 2024. The main event of WrestleMania only made it to 2. Will Ospreay Danielson was 1.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that ranking system.
Yeah. Though Ospreay made it about 4 or 5 times on that list. Danielson twice. I guess Cody would be the person with two because the AJ match in Paris or Nice. Sorry, to my French audience, don't get into my English my Anglophile stuff, please. All right, so yeah, so Claire Filoni. So we really like. I got the movie, as I say, running. They're just at time and finally get to the cookie shop.
Which is one of my favorite debates. Is
Yes.
the cookie stand part of the food court? I am Team Brody on this one.
No,
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 it is
no.
an autonomous stand for
Saying
mid-mall snacking.
snacking, right?
Like the cookie stand's right over there. The food court's on the second floor. Like this is not brain surgery.
Oh, right. No, I'm like Auntie M's. I always go to the one that's not in the court.
Right.
Auntie Anne, sorry. Um, but this is after. But it's a prime example though of why. Going back to that intro, Kevin Smith said was like, yeah, this movie didn't work because people weren't ready for it. Because
Yes.
going into this, conversation about the food court and the cookie stand, it's talking about can Lois Lane just can't
It can't conceive a Kryptonian baby because she gets a suntan, that kid punches right through the womb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
If you haven't
let
noticed, I can quote this movie pretty easy.
So so yeah, that's but it's basically these guys are just talking nerdy shit.
Yeah.
And it works a lot better. It works a lot better in Clerks because it's two guys stuck at their job. What else are they going to do?
Right. That's why part of the reason that this movie hurt the director so much when it did become a failure, they had a great pre-screening at the San Diego Comic-Con. But again, you show this movie to a room full of comic book nerds, it's gonna pop. And that allowed them, by getting that screen, they met all these artists, and that got the greatest opening credit sequence of all time, in my opinion, the comic book covers.
Okay, I do want to talk about that. Like, if you're okay, well, even myself in 1995, I would even say all the way up till 2002, 2003. Like, I would, it would be me faking my way through those comics. Like, oh yeah, I got that reference. I'm doing the Leonardo DiCaprio, which thank God I don't have children because I would definitely show them Django Unchained.
Sure.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Great Gatsby. I mean, I haven't watched it myself yet, but kids need to understand the memes.
Sure.
So, and that's why I'm not,
Yes, I did not get all of those comic references like the first couple times I saw it. Some of them I did get later in life, but even though I loved comics as a kid, I also lived in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, where the nearest mall and comic book store were 45 minutes away.
That is Indiana. I had family. I'd visited a couple times during the summer, in Angola up by the lakes, and oh yeah, no, Fort Wayne can't be that far. Like, because I'm from Morton, Illinois, which is only 10 miles from Peoria, 25 minutes from Bloomington at worst. Like, whoa, I didn't know this is like going to a Cubs game where you're going to spend more time on the road than you are actually going to watch baseball, which is saying something because of how long baseball is.
That's why going to the mall was such an event for me as a kid, because it would be one of those things like, okay, Mom said we're not doing anything Saturday. She's going to drive me the hour almost to the mall. Let me hang out there all day and then drive my fuzzy butt home. So yeah, it was a special thing to go to the mall. So when I saw this movie, I connected with it because like, wait, these guys get to hang out there every day? That's awesome.
It's like the Robot Chicken sketch, where the kids from Recess are the teacher brings in the scared straight guy.
Yes.
You get an hour recess every day. So, but going back to that and going back to the poster, like this movie is solely for comic book Star Wars
Absolutely.
Star Trek nerds. Uh, and like I don't think that's a good way to sell a movie in 1995.
No, because if you're talking the actual movie poster, yeah, because again, Gramercy and their marketing wisdom came to Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier, the producers, said, "What do you want on
Yeah, no.
it?" And Scotty puts it perfectly. Like we were just thinking, like what would look good on our office wall. So yeah, it's a great looking art piece, but it's not going to sell anyone on a movie.
Yeah. Um, so let's see, Gramercy. Oh, let's see, another note, just because you see right at the opening that, oh yeah, this is, don't take it too seriously. The names of a bunch of the stores.
Yes,
Rug
Rug
Munchers,
Munchers.
Buy Me Toys.
Yeah, which I think is a direct jab at like KB Toys.
Yeah. Oh, I miss KB's.
Oh,
And Burning Flesh Tanning Salon.
yes.
Fashionable Male, I mean, that's the most generic thing. Like
But probably the one that sounds most like any
a
store you
real
would have
store.
seen at the mall in the 90s, honestly.
Yes. Right. Right.
Yeah, because that
So
was the boom of like Men's Warehouse and stuff
mhm.
like that, which I
Yeah.
think Festival Male is kind of a jab at.
Uh-huh. So get into the plot just for those who we're trying to sell this to, I suppose. Yeah. Yes, I know. We're really just selling it to people who want to hear about this movie, which bringing back, I will get to it. Well, no, I was bringing it up. Got his name down. Come on. Of course, 2 pages of notes on this one. Uh, let's see. Dang it, did I? Uh, Sven Ole Thorsen.
Yes, the guy that plays the Thors, the
Yes.
security guard.
Right. A bodybuilding buddy of Arnold Schwarzenegger that he
Yep,
got into pictures. I just bring him up because, hey, the Running Man fits for the podcast.
sure.
And
Okay.
yes, everybody's done the Running Man on a podcast by this point, but it's the freaking Running Man.
Yeah.
Probably Schwarzenegger's worst performance of the 80s, but
Raw Deal.
oh,
Yeah, ever say I will see you Running Man, but I will raise you a Raw Deal.
it's that was probably the worst written character for Schwarzenegger by far.
Absolutely.
Yes. I did kind of like him busting heads with Jim Belushi though.
Well, that was
That was Red Heat.
Yeah, that
Red
was Red
Heat.
Heat. Yeah,
Yeah. Which
yeah.
is funny.
He was more believable as a Russian than he was as an Italian mob person for Raw Deal.
Right. Yeah. So that's okay. So there, yeah. So that so the movie starts off with TS Jason London picking up Claire Filani, his girlfriend, to go down to Florida, and then we find like what I'm bringing that basically up from the notes is like brain embolisms. What's Kevin Smith's deal with it?
Well, now see, what you don't realize, this movie takes place about 3 or 4 days before Clerks because it's the same girl that has the same brain embolism in both movies.
Right. And bring it up, Clerks the animated series. Everybody's got to get at least the 10th anniversary
because it shows that deleted scene
as animated. Yes.
Yes.
And Joey Lauren Adams even comes into it, and you get your finger cuffs gag in there. I'm just watching the introduction of Steve Dave and Fanboy.
Yes,
Fanboy Wall. Yes.
Yes.
As the moment violence starts occurring, the nerds really show who they are.
Yes.
When TS grabs one, puts his hands on the shoulders. Don't hurt me. It's like, yeah, that is. I mean, I don't know. Have nerds gotten tougher recently, or it's like, I think it's more fighters. Like fighters keep it on the download until they've beaten the shit out of enough people.
That, and also I think nerds have found that like we don't have to get physical. We'll troll you on the internet.
Yes, social media. Uh, and of course they're not as bad as the over testosterone cunts. Well,
No.
great. Okay, we are definitely not editing this episode. All right. So I blame John Oliver. He really did a nice bit on the British elections and had to explain it's cool. There's nothing wrong. It's not necessarily a mean word.
At the end
I
of the
mean
day,
it,
they're just words, folks.
yes. Okay. Um so
Yeah.
uh
Tia,
Ra-
Tia's goes to pick
T's
up
picking up
Randy
Randy.
because
Yeah.
this Julie Dwyer had passed in an accident. She now has to fill in the role in her father's TV pilot of a dating game show, which
Right.
her father enjoys because he doesn't like Quint anyway.
Yes. They break up and looking for solace and understanding, he turns to his buddy Brody, who ends up just having recently been broken up with by Shannon
That
Doherty.
same morning.
Right. And then it's let's go to the mall to just it's Brody drags TS to the mall. TS is not necessarily a mall rat. He's
No.
I mean, so uh but that does go back into the Renee character a little goes to the Renee character a little bit when they have the because Brody's just trying to be cool, like I'm in charge with the entire breakup.
Yeah,
Uh,
Brody doesn't even he doesn't even want to acknowledge that this bothers him.
right.
He sees Renee later at the mall.
And is trolling
Yeah,
her essentially.
he's like, "Oh, look at her, probably pretending to ignore me so she doesn't see me." Meanwhile, we find out she's on a date with the dreaded Shannon Hamilton, played by
um,
Ben.
yes. And yeah, so but he'll pop in like, oh, we got custody concerns. You have my Punisher, Warzone, remote
My
control.
Yeah, my copy of Fletch.
Yes. Oh gosh, no, there's definitely, I mean, I'll probably bring it up anyhow, getting through this. But Renee really is nuts about him when they have the elevator sequence.
Ah,
And
yes.
and she identifies everything that he drags her through with great detail.
Yeah, you
If
never introduced me to your mom.
well, I think stuff like the elevator scene's coming up, and
Yeah.
it's like the all of the comic books with the two editions. This is not I am a girl. Yeah,
Yeah,
a girl who's not crazy about a guy is not going to remember all those details.
exactly.
So,
And even if you're spoken like a man who's been married twice, even if you're pissing her off, he's still got feelings for you. Those feelings just happen to be anger and annoyance.
right. Yeah, so speaking like I mean all the girls in my life have been crazy, so I don't know, that might speak more to me. I understand.
I would say there was a period of time where yours truly was known by his friends, family, and coworkers as, oh, that's Andrew. He likes crazy chicks.
Well, I think we both say I think we both said we both have the CM Punk.
Yes.
I
Yes,
the
I dig
t-shirt.
crazy chicks.
Yeah. So um that's yeah, okay. Um going to the mall, they see that's where the show is going to be shot. So
Yes, they're building
serendipity.
Yes, they're building the set on the other end of the mall from the Easter Bunny Pavilion. That'll come into handy later.
Right. And I will get into observations about that. Uh so to get back at Brandy's dad, played by Michael Rooker. This is probably the first Rooker I really saw myself. I mean, I've seen, Tombstone, yeah, but this is Tombstone.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the first. Definitely one of the first. I think I saw a movie. he did before, but I can't remember it. But yeah, this was probably the one I probably like. Oh yeah, that guy.
You're right. Yeah, I don't think either of us saw Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer before Mallrats.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Um, so they're good. So they're going. Brody comes up with the idea. Let's go and just destroy the stage. And it's like, okay, that's really juvenile. Oh, we don't have to do it. This
Yeah,
brings us,
I know these two hatchet men.
yes. And that's Jay and Silent Bob, which I find it weird that we brought in this Snoochin because it's not in Clerks.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think he says any of that in Clerks. I think that was just basically like, hey, let's see if we can get Muse to do something, and then we'll expend upon it later.
Basically, let's give the give Gramercy reason to not cast Seth Green.
Yes, because literally they were like to the point where like, look, you can have him, but we're not paying him to do this. We're not going to give him a hotel room. The first day we're going to be on set, and if he screws up, you're going to bring in either Breckenmeyer or Seth Green.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, the fact that they would later build the marketing campaign around Muse and Snoochie Bougies,
yes,
is just fun.
Yeah, I would deal with sobriety issues if I got fucked over that bad.
Yeah.
I think it's just been 14 years for Jay, which is
yes, I saw it the other day. He crossed the 14. But I unfortunately you do have to say this time because he was sober for a few years before that, had a relapse.
Yeah.
Not it.
Right. He got sober. He got Clerks too. And then, yeah, obviously that's 2006. So, gotta be 2010 then before he.
Yeah, because they found out when they were doing Cop Out.
Oh, okay.
Because they were going to have him do some driving, and he had to get a physical and stuff for to be cleared, and that's when they found out like, hey, why is this in your system?
Because I'm gonna be in Cop Out. Should have been his answer.
That would have been the acceptable answer.
Yes. Yeah. Saw another movie by the writer of that, and he got Bruce Willis again. It wasn't any good, which is sad because Ron Funches has a cameo in it.
Okay.
It's called a Bruce Willis feature called Once Upon a Time in Venice Beach.
I've not heard of this one. I'm assuming it was in that probably in that last 10 years or so where Willis is just in every
we're talking 2016. So he may not have been that bad off, but
no, it does seem that like from like about 2015-ish on, every time you'd look at the Walmart news this week aisle or a Red Box, it was some obscure Bruce Willis action flick.
Yeah, and all I can say is I kind of liked A Good Day to Die Hard.
That one wasn't bad.
Yeah. It was nice, brief, like they knew, yeah, this is a cash grab.
No, Live for Your Die Hard, the fourth one I liked. The one in Russia, I didn't care for that one.
Oh, okay. No, I just like, oh no, it's a cash grab. It's an attempt to like maybe Jai Courtney can carry this franchise on. That was the hope.
Yeah, and that's when we realized we don't need to attach him to anything.
Oh, I don't know. Captain Boomerang was good.
It was good. So of course, what do we do when we get to the sequel? We kill him in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, that was the most disappointing thing. Well, I would have liked to see well, that's actually the brilliance of the Suicide Squad because they gave us like people we want to see. Flula Borg, like yes, I want to see more of the Javelin. Nathan Fillion is the detachable kid.
Yes.
Like now Jai Courtney is Boomer,
Now, granted, yes, I think it's a rule that Pete Davidson should get violently murdered in the first 5 minutes of every movie he's in. That's just me.
Yep. No, that would have definitely made Prince of Staten Island more interesting. Truth be told, I haven't seen Prince of Staten Island. Maybe
that one's tolerable because of the supporting cast.
Yes. Oh no, that's the entire
Davidson
reason.
is smart. When he does these projects, he puts in people that you like.
Yes. I do. Have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live video short ass movie?
No,
Okay,
I've
that
heard of it,
that
but I've not seen it.
yes. Yeah, that is actually something like I really, I should probably be kissing Pete Davidson's ass just like, come on, let me use it. So yeah, it's so I mean, this is where the movie goes, honestly. It's Michael Rooker trying to stop TS from getting back with Brandy, Brody doing his best to reluctantly win over
It is not until he sees
Renee.
a topless psychic that both guys kind of figure out what they need to do to fix this problem.
Yes.
All to the power of a nipple suction cup.
Yeah, well, she eats it, so it's not necessarily a suction cup, like, so that's kind of a little creepier.
Yeah, they said that she kind of just ad-libbed that at the end, and like a
Yeah.
lot of the guys were uncomfortable with it, but they left
Oh,
it in anyway.
you gotta leave it in. I mean, no, if anything that makes me uncomfortable is I'm just not a fan of shit as a device in a story. Like Train Spotting's my favorite movie. I think Slumdog Millionaire's a perfect movie. So I kind of give Danny Boyle a pass, but there's nothing more uncomfortable for me. Like I went to see Jackass 3D and the last stunt, which is the slingshot porta potty. Like, no, I'm closing my eyes the entire
If
time.
you're talking about the phenomenon that is stink palming,
Yes.
would you like a chocolate covered pretzel?
Yeah,
Then
that's just
I because of that movie, I will not eat chocolate covered pretzels that someone brings. Either
no.
I bring them or I have made them. But if you bring me, even you, Russ, who is a good friend of mine, if you bring me a chocolate covered pretzel, I'm gonna look at you like you're trying to poison me.
I gave you Malort. I was able to talk you into that. So
Yeah, and you
I
did try to poison me.
so it's I will acknowledge Malort is a nothing more than an act of masochism, hence why professional wrestlers in Chicago love it.
Ever I say it, and you're talking to a guy who has, for the sake of anyone listening, NSA, this is clearly a joke. But you're talking to a guy who has drank moonshine from toothless hillbillies in Tennessee, and I'd rather drink that window cleaner than that god awful stuff from Chicago.
Yeah, the thing was it was produced in Florida for until it got popular. It was actually being brought up from Florida too.
Well, that was Florida. See, that was Florida's revenge for all the Midwestern old people that moved to their state. They're like, oh, you want to send us all your old people? We're going to send you the worst liquor ever imagined.
Well, it was founded in Chicago. They outsourced before Jepson's got it. They outsourced it. So that's so yeah, it's let's see. So of course we got to get into the shenanigans of Jay and Silent Bob as they try to kill the stage.
It all predicates on this one pin and this one beam, which you can see that Star Wars influenced Kevin Smith all throughout this movie.
Yes.
This one pin they liken to the exhaust port in the Death Star. You hit this, the whole thing goes down. When we first meet Silent Bob, he's trying to do the Jedi mind trick, as he calls it, to telepathically make a cigarette move in his hand. So the whole movie, he's kind of doing his thing.
Yeah,
with a very lovely payoff at the end.
Right. No, there's a good scene with another supporting character, which was shoot,
Willem.
Willem plays into a part. Did you like Ethan Suplee? Like he was in everything in some role for a good 10.
Yes, and it's hilarious because again, we talk about how Clerks technically takes place a couple days later. The character Willem is in both movies, but played by different actors.
Right. Scott Mosier.
Yes, so in Mallrats, he's played by Ethan Suplee, who has slimmed down much in the last 20 some years since this. But in this movie, he was a very large, big boy.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Scott
I
Scott
think
Moser is 100. Yeah, Scott Moser is 110 pounds soaking wet.
right.
So like in 3 days, Willem loses like 300 pounds.
Yes. But never mind, like two totally different personalities as well.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Whereas one was kind of a bumbling man child,
mhm.
Scott's portrayal was more of like this guy has done way too many drugs and sniffed way too much glue.
Beautiful man.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, the entire snowball story.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Ethan Suplee would have probably been want that
No,
associated with him.
but I really connected with Ethan because I had the hardest time as a
Oh,
kid seeing those 3D. They were back of every Sunday funny papers that came in the newspaper. There was those 3D pictures that you're supposed to stare at and you see a picture or something. In this case,
mhm.
it's a sailboat or a schooner.
Yes. Well, yeah, we're building on all that. Yeah, it honestly makes me wonder how Kevin Smith, like, yes, I know he's a good Catholic boy and shotgun weddings and such.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I can even get in a little more with that. It's but yeah, it doesn't look like he likes kids in his movies. I'd say even in Jersey Girl.
He admits that was the easiest time he had working with a kid, but this is also a young 20 something Kevin Smith when he made Mallrats, and the old adage is you never work with kids or animals.
Mhm.
So of course he has kids all around this movie, which all meet horrible fates.
Yes.
And
Well,
and
no, no,
then
the train kid.
well, the train kid needed to have it. Yeah, he was the one that rolled a wooden toy and caused Kevin Smith to crash
Silent
into
Bob,
something. That's
yeah.
one thing. But like the kids at the Easter Bunny quarter traumatized.
Oh yes. I hope he die. I hope he's
Then the kid in the escalator who got
yeah.
basically in the hamburger, if we're to believe what we were hearing off
Yeah.
screen.
Yes. Yeah, I mean there's actively saying I don't want to work with kids. But and no,
Yeah, yeah. Remember
I do find I
in
and
the mid
personally
'90s, people could do jokes like that of running a kid through a meat grinder, essentially, or
oh, I
sacrificing a kid.
still well, I still make jokes like that, and I guess
Oh yeah,
that might be a Gen X thing. Like
and
when I see a bunch of kids just getting on a chair over in one section of the store because they're bored and jumping off of it,
mhm.
it's like, God damn, I want to see a kid blow out their ACL.
Yes. And to me, I always kind of think this is just my own personal theory. He did the escalator scene in homage to the movie that was filming at the same time, just down the street, Fargo,
Oh yeah, that's
because
yeah.
Fargo has the infamous wood chipper scene. So look, there may be zero truth to that, but that's just my
Yeah.
little nerdy nugget. Like, you know what? He's like, you know what? They're gonna do this weird thing. I'm gonna do this weird thing.
Yeah, that brings up something. Has anybody gone searching for this mall in Minnesota?
Yes. The Eden Prairie Mall in Minnesota.
Mm.
Uh, it did get a little boom after this because unfortunately, when you're in Minnesota and you're that close to where the Mall of America
America
is,
is,
your
yeah.
your mall gets just boo food.
Yeah.
And yes, it is definitely part of like the Kevin Smith fanboy uh pilgrimage. You go there. Obviously, if you're ever out in Jersey, you go to like the Secret
To
Stash
Slash,
or Pit
right.
Stop.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely one of those locations that is very well known to a very niche film
Right.
base.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Um, did I get okay? So I may have got it's not Shannon Doherty's character. Is that Renee? Or
Yeah.
okay, so Finger Cuff's little sister. Can't remember
Well,
I can't remember her name.
Well, okay. Finger cuffs was Alyssa Barnes.
Yeah, okay.
Renee is
So,
not related to her. The character you're thinking of is she was in Clerks, one of the girls that comes into the store that talks to somebody. She was Finger Cuff's sister.
okay. So I'm just going back to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back
Mm-hmm.
when they walk out of the after seeing Blunt Man and Chronic.
Yes.
Um, so that was so that's where I'm trying to. I don't know why. I was basically. I don't know how Kevin Smith was able to present himself as like a chick magnet in a lot of ways.
Yes,
Because you have that scene where she's holding the cigarette
Mhm.
and she's letting him play along with the.
Yes. Well, Kevin Smith as a character or even as a human being is fascinating in this regard. In this movie alone, you see one of his ex-girlfriends at the time,
Right.
Scott Moser's sister.
Oh, okay.
She plays a person that works at the Dirt Mall.
Yeah,
She's in
okay.
that
Yeah.
scene. But he
Right.
also
You should have these boarded
yes,
savages.
savages. But he also meets Joey Lauren Adams on the set of this movie, and they go on the date for a few years.
Yeah. And
And
Chasing
then
Amy is more or less. Oh, it was Jeremy on this one.
okay, I get them mixed up. I
Yep.
met them both. Wonderful.
Yes.
I've talked to Jason. Then I talked to
Mhm.
Jason for almost 15 minutes. He was a wonderful guy.
All right. Trish the Dish. That was who.
Yes, Trish the Dish.
Renee Humphrey is the actress.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting character too, because in this movie, she I believe is 14 or 15 years old.
15.
She's already basically a sex expert and is actively writing a book called Borgasm.
The male
Full title,
libido and
in the 90s. Yes,
yes.
exploring the male libido in the 90s, where she's like sleeping with dudes like 17 to like
14,
50.
14 to 35.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember that aspect of it.
Right. And deleted scenes, she ends up saving the day by hooking up with Thor.
That's a funny
Sven.
thing too.
Yeah.
They show a scene where they're like in this nest, I think, left over from the Easter bunnies thing.
Yeah.
And you see a shirtless
Sven LaForce. Yeah.
LaForce, and you see a female arm. That is not the actress that played Trish the Dish. That is Claire Filani. She was the only woman on set that day. They're like, reach your arm up.
Okay. So you do see her like he's serving security at her book signing. Yeah,
Yes.
what do you think about movies that do that in the end? Like Animal House.
Like the Animal House, where are they now? Kind of wrap up,
American Graffiti.
I actually like it, and especially it works really good in this movie because okay, spoiler alert, T.S. and Brandy did get married at the Universal tour when Jaws comes out of the water, because that's the most romantic goddamn thing I've ever heard.
Right, and no, everyone wants
Mr.
Toad's Wild Ride. Right, so gosh, like that's the only reason I want to go to Disneyland is like because I don't have it in Florida anymore.
Right, and it shows that Trish, her book does go on to be a #1 bestseller for like
72 weeks.
Yeah, for a long time. It shows Shannon Hamilton gets his comeuppance by going to prison and being slept with in a very uncomfortable
place, like the back of a Volkswagen.
By the back of a Volkswagen. Yeah. It shows what happened to all the characters. It wraps up very nicely with the best one. Jason Lee as Brody becomes the new host of the Tonight Show, because if you remember, this was around the time that Jay Leno was taking over.
Right, and then of course he still lives with his parents.
Yes, he still lives with his parents. Renee has met his mom.
Yes. So as we're jumping around, we're currently to the point where after the stink palm.
For those of you wondering what a stink palm is, you've been walking around the mall all day.
Well,
you're sweaty, you're a little grimy, so you take your hand that you shake with and you shove it in your pants.
Do you know what you look like, right? You know what you look like now.
Probably what my father looked like.
Yeah.
You get it in there, you play with all the giblets, you get it all in there nice and swampy, and then you shake hands with somebody. Because again, you know what long it takes to get that smell off. This guy has got to shake his hands with important people. They're going to think he doesn't know how to wipe himself. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Or in the
So
this movie, he gets diphtheria.
yes, which is Scott Mosier's role in this is Roddy, the the PA.
Yes.
So we get one of my favorite gifts as so Rooker has them arrested, no grounds except Sven pulls out the Mary Jane,
little baggie of my favorite herb.
Right, and then you get Jay bashing his head in with a baseball bat.
Yes.
Kneel before me. Kneel before God, son of Terrell. Yes. And then you get the Batman tribute.
There's a couple Batman references in this film.
Well, I mean,
he pulls out the utility belt and the grappling gun. That's how Jay and Silent Bob
the jacket.
Yes,
the jacket.
Yes, jacket. Fly, fat ass, fly. A line that I use very often.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He's even got like fake Batman. Danny Elfman sounding esque music.
Right.
Swoops down, busts his head through a wall, and that's when we get the gratuitous booby shot.
Yep. Good thing you were dating that woman at the time.
Yes. Well, you can see that was the thing. Like the studio wanted boobs.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to make kind of
an Animal House.
Smart Porkies is what they called it.
Okay.
That was Jim Jack's kind of like thing. Like we want to make a Smart Porkies.
And in Jim Jack's after the show, after the Comic-Con, thought, oh, we're gonna have Animal House money.
Yeah. And, they wanted a 1980s style teen, nudie flick.
Mm-hmm.
Because that it hadn't been around in a little bit. That was one of the staples of the movie industry in the 80s. We gotten away from that kind of for a reason, and then we got back to it, a la American Pie.
American Pie, right? Which again is why I'm like, is really after Jerry Lawler, is this guy's stories that bad?
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's why Joey Lauren Adams' character kind of becomes important in the role of, well, she's the sex appeal, and then we also get the topless psychic later.
Yeah, Priscilla Barnes.
Yes, Priscilla Barnes, Three's Company girl. Yes.
Yeah. So,
which going back to the posters at the opening credits, I think hers was the funniest because it was a take on a Fantastic Four cover, but it was the Fantastic Two, and she's got two globes in front of her chest. That's implying that we're going to see this woman's tatas.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, Weapon Sex was another one.
Yes, the Weapon Sex was one for the Trish
Dish, yeah.
Ben Affleck, of course, I think has the funniest one, Buttman.
Yeah.
And then later he would actually get cast as Batman. So it's all full circle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So right now we're at our meeting with the psychic.
Miss Ivana.
Yes, Miss Ivana. It's really like think it makes me think back to Peoria for a moment, because like whenever I'm driving into town and I got the radio going, it's like, nothing really good on the kind of softer classic rock station. Nothing good on classic rock station. I guess we'll go to 1057X, and it's like those overly masculine lead-ins are like, gosh, I mean, because I keep thinking like, at least with Peoria, you don't have to deal with people bitching. Again, going from my customer service experience, which currently my customer service experience has left me at my primary employer saying, yeah, we're going to have to keep you away from customers. You're getting a little too, you're a little too quick with them.
See, and I keep telling my current employer to keep me away from customers, and that's when they remind me that I am the face of customer service for our store because I'm the only one.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to be near the customers, but they keep making me talk to them.
Right. No, I have become Dante and Randall.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like, everyone I work with knows that I have a disdain for the public. and it recently came out to my new supervisor this week that I'm a Christmas freak.
Oh, okay.
I decorate the office hardcore. Like I start listening to Christmas music in October. I have enough Christmas shirts that every day from the day after Thanksgiving to New Year's, I wear a different one and I almost never repeat.
Mm.
And my manager's looking at me and he's like, "But you hate people." I'm like, "I know, interesting dichotomy."
Oh no. I think like the first job I interviewed, well, second job I interviewed when I tried moving down here. Like I was just honest, like I'm with this the essentially the CEO and like no, I just know how to deal with customers. I don't like them, but
Right.
I've done this for, it's a at that point it was a 12-year career, I will get stuff done for you. And it's like, no, people don't want to hear that. Like,
Again, I'm actually going to be able to tie this back into the movie. I think is
yes.
another reason I like the Brody character, because Brody loves going to the mall, loves that commerce, loves all this, but he hates people.
Oh no, it's if Randall actually had had a girlfriend.
Well, it's funny because if you listen to a story that they tell in this movie and a story that they tell in Clerks, there is an argument that Brody and Randall are actually related.
Yeah,
They
well, they
both
got the
mentioned
cousin Walt.
they both mentioned their cousin Walter,
Hmm.
very hilariously by Jason Lee, especially when we get to the scene where a plane's going down.
Yes. Oh yeah, we get two Walt stories in this one. The first
Yes,
one
we got two.
about
We got two in this one. We got that one and one involving gerbils.
You're right. No, and I'm like I miss malls with pet stores because I love looking
Yes,
at little kittens, but I know those are hellholes for the cats, so it's a good thing they're
yes,
gone.
yeah. It was a thing I loved as a kid. Like you said, you get to go look at puppies and stuff. But
Mm.
yeah, growing up, it's like, oh, those are not cool.
Yeah. Actually, like it brings me back to my apartment in Peoria, where it's like all the doors immediately go to the outside. There's no hallways. And you got windows and like, oh, all the pets that come up to the windows. It's like, oh, it's like a pet store. Except I know the animals are being treated well for the
Yeah,
most part.
the animals are actually going to get fed today.
Yes, yes. So, um, so we're to the point in the in my peripheral where, oh, well, as I say, we just had the psychic reading,
Yes.
and you can see the horrible ADR on the original story.
Yeah, because the original beginning got chopped all to hell.
Yes,
It was originally going to revolve around an incident of a historical reenactment gone awry at a college fundraiser.
featuring the
And
governor
between
of
governor of
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey and Michael Rooker's character, and this was kind of like the Oedipus to get them to break up before we had to add in the Julie Dwyer storyline.
Hmm.
So there was pieces of that they had to adjust through the entire movie, and the worst one is this guy who's very excited to say, "Hey, aren't you dating Brandy Svenning or something?" And when really the line was, "Hey, didn't you shoot at the governor's daughter or something?"
Hmm. Yeah. Um, I honestly that seems way too much for a Kevin Smith movie. I mean, and truthfully, like with all the characters introduced and like almost giving characters their own little side stories.
Yes.
I think that kind of I don't want to say hinders the movie.
I no, I
But it's basically like Jason Lee still has his own mission. Jeremy London
yeah,
still has his own mission, and then they converge.
yeah,
Unlike Clerks, where it's basically like a day in the life.
yeah. I mean, there is the overall through all of like Dante trying to figure out his relationship.
Right.
That's the overall through line, but it's also like revolves around a hockey game and a guy getting his hand stuck in a Pringles can and a guy
Hmm.
dying in a bathroom.
Or
And
yeah, as I say, everything in my time at working at a truck stop, everything except necrophilia.
I worked at a convenience store. I never did have a guy accost me with gum, but
Oh,
I did have people regularly yelling at me about cigarette prices or
mhm.
asking me
Well,
dumb questions. In fact, there is a dumb question that is in that movie that I got asked directly. What do you mean I'm supposed to drink this coffee hot?
no, we've all gotten that. Oh no, in my gas station experience, the only thing that did not happen is necrophilia.
Yeah, I never had a necrophiliac episode.
I've had a dead body, but
And see, the only dead body I ever had in the convenience store was the raccoon that died right in front of the front door.
oh no, I had a guy go Rage Against the Machine cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sold him the gas and the gas can. Told him you gotta
Goddamn,
wait,
okay.
you gotta wait till we're done doing the day change.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's night shift problems, brother.
Oh yeah. Well no, it's like as I say, the day change. I'm not the night shift. I'm the
Yeah,
evening
yeah.
shift. Oh, so yeah, and wanting to run into somebody and say, "Hey, can you offer me a smoke after all of that?" And I had quit smoking a year prior, but
That's the beauty
uh,
of working in convenience stores or restaurants. You can get smoke.
oh yeah, no, but no, I was like, I don't know what it was. I was not the immediate, like, I was the least traumatized. I'm the one doing the most actively trying to stop this guy from
I
dying.
mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So Jizz Mopper at that point made 7.10 an hour to
Okay.
start
Yes.
because we had showers to clean at the truck stop. All right. So Jason Brody is resistant to the idea of, actually like
That
trying
he
to.
that he's actually in love and that he actually needs this woman. He thinks that
So
she needs him more than he needs her.
so this gives us the first Stanley.
Oh, I could talk about this one for an entire episode, honestly, just a cameo.
Yeah.
You know, because when when Kevin wrote this, he did not write Stanley in. He just kind of wrote a Stanley character curve.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim Jackson was confused. He's like, well, who is this guy? He's like, oh, he's the guy I made up. He's kind of like a Stan Lee type. Well, Jim Jackson was, why don't you get Stan Lee? He goes, Kevin's like, I don't know him. Jim's like, I do. And thus, we got this wonderful scene where, Stan Lee comes in and basically makes up a story about the one that got away to Brody. And Stan Lee was actually very clear about that with Kevin Smith. He goes, I can't do this movie because I have to talk about the one that got away. My wife Joan is the first woman she's my only thing.
Right.
But and this is the brilliance of Stan Lee. He goes, what if you gave me another scene where I explain to someone, oh yeah, that thing I just told Brody, all a joke. It was the
Yes.
story I made up to get his shit together.
Right.
And what Stan Lee just did basically, he takes a one scene role to a two scene role.
Yeah, if he didn't need
Stand a man, everybody. Stand a man.
Yeah, that's as Danny Trejo says, that's how you get your SAG card.
Exactly.
Not to say you needed it, but well, by the end, I don't want to get into the how management was screwing with the family, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
um, but it was brought up in the Arrow introduction again,
Yes.
like about how important Mallrats really is, because if you watch Captain Marvel, which I think is one of the better Marvel movies.
The Captain Marvel and the Marvels in general gets plastered just because the public seems to have some kind of like thing against Brie Larson. I don't get it. I don't have a problem
Yeah,
with her.
no.
But apparently, a lot of the public don't like Brie Larson, so therefore they don't like Brie Larson movies.
I have had no problems with the Nissans I drive. So, and that was before she like if she's jumping on that, I'm
But
cool.
yes, since Captain Marvel takes place circa 95 ish,
Yeah.
there's this lovely scene in that it's the obligatory Stanley Marvel cameo
Yeah.
where he's reading the script to Mallrats, basically deciding if he's going to do the Mallrat movie. I think it's beautiful. It does mean that the Kevin Smith movies exist in the Marvel universe, which means Kevin Smith exists in the Marvel universe. That's right, baby. I'm calling it Kevin Smith cameos.
No, I mean I wrote that as a note. Like, so what I need to do to get my professional wrestling B movie zombie comedy, and I say B, I mean Z, as in budget budget level.
Give yourself credit. You're somewhere in the elemental P category.
Right. Is to somehow get George Lucas a cameo in the movie.
Dude,
I am going to be
no,
this
is going to be my new mission in life. I'm going to try to make that happen for you just because is the craziest idea I've ever heard, and I'm all for it.
Oh no, yeah, no, I just came last night watching this movie. It's like that is what my like. No, this is a movie that should have been made 13 years ago. Like we could shoot it in a day. I just need the wrestlers who are never gonna make it because they never really cared about making it. That was a tribute to them. Like we do like a lot of the dialogue. Like I dropped writing my indie movies about my wrestling career. After I'm gonna write a just a total no budget movie so I can get my IMDb cred. Go from there. I mean, James Gunn started with Trauma, so
That's true.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's like I mean, my zombie comedy ends with the guy who betrays the rest of them. Getting told, well, basically all the, well, zombies have, just live on visceral needs, food, shelter, and then I pay tribute to like I wanted the shark to jump out, but I
Oh,
know
of
I couldn't
course.
afford that, Samuel L. Jackson wise. Um so I just went with the last lines from Some Like It Hot.
Oh, there you go.
We got a bunch of zombies with their pants down. The guy who betrays our hero, our protagonist. But I'm a man.
Ah, yes.
Nobody's perfect. So yes. So zombie rape, like
nothing like a zombie prison bitch scenario.
yes. There we go. Affleck. Affleck is what we need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Affleck grabbing the bars. We've alluded this. Ben Affleck in this character was obsessed with getting women on the rebound and then doing them in a place that women dread. His words.
Yes.
If you need me to spell it out for you, I can, but I won't. Okay.
Right. If Smith didn't have to do it, which makes me wonder how many people thought it was still just the backseat of a
Volkswagen, or I think someone even said, I think one line they were throwing around as opposed to in the back of a Volkswagen, like, what, you mean like in a dumpster?
Oh, that's not clever at all.
No.
Oh.
Like back of a Volkswagen works much better because the guy who,
one, you got less space.
Yeah, as a guy who had a 97 Thunderbird, there wasn't a lot of room in that back seat, and I'll just leave it at that.
No, kids, my mom kept telling me I should have got a sedan for my first car instead of a coupe, and I found out she was right, which is very creepy now that I say that.
Yeah, it does make you go places you don't want to. That's why kids, if your like, especially back in my day, my parents drove a station wagon for a good chunk of my childhood. I wish they would have given me the station wagon. I could have done. You make fun of the station wagon when you're 15 and you think that's going to be your car. Listen to me. I just turned 42. You want the station wagon. You get the station wagon. That's all I'm saying.
I loved my, the only problem for my parents. So my parents had a Chevy Monza station wagon, and then the second car was a Chevy Chevette, which is still a station wagon.
Yeah,
not a lot. Yeah, so
little more sporty, streamlined.
Yeah, right. No, but yeah, you got two rows of seats and then a big ass trunk. Well, half an ass trunk, not a full ass trunk, but you can put the seats down. That's all I'm saying. The only problem was it only had an AM radio.
Oh,
yeah,
and no one wants that,
right? Yeah, and I love myself some WGN and who was it? Paul Harvey or Paul. I loved the rest of the story as a 9-year-old.
I got the rest of the story on FM radio, and they played it on the station that my bus driver listened to driving us home from school. So I got to listen to that every day on my way home from school.
Huh, interesting.
And then also he also did his People's News and Views type thing where he so every day that I didn't have to go to school during lunch, they would play like a little 15-minute Paul Harvey every day. I was the youngest Paul Harvey fan, for those of you wondering, because I was like 9 when I discovered it.
Oh, no,
most Paul Harvey fans, even back in 1991, were closer to the age of 91.
Yes. Oh no, there's an entire Simpsons bit when like I guess it was Romance Tapes by Paul Harvey that Homer and Marge were listening to.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh no, well it was basically my mom always drove the van, which Dodge Caravan, eventually Chevy Lumina. So that had the FM radio and the tape deck. So whenever we're driving up to Cubs games in Chicago, or going to or my dad driving me out to see the Bills playoffs games in the early '90s. Yeah, it was all Paul Harvey. Like, so I guess you beat me by a couple of years, but that's just because you're a couple of years younger than me. So
Yeah.
yeah. So now we're at the truth or date.
Ah, yes.
Jay and Silent Bob. Jay has successfully knocked out two of the contestants with.
Yep.
I mean, they were lightweights. So
Yeah, he knocked him out with a fat chronic blunt, as he called it. But then the third guy shows up.
Brian O'Halloran.
Yes, who plays a relative to the Dante character because they both share
the same Hicks. Yes.
In fact, that becomes a running joke because every time they put him in a movie, because he makes a small appearance in Chasing Amy and a small appearance in Dogma, they all have the last name Hicks.
Same Hicks.
So,
right.
So he basically just keeps playing relatives of Dante.
Yes. Yes, and that's just. I mean, honestly, this is pretty progressive dialogue. I mean, well, not on his behalf, but Brody.
Yes.
Oh, you hear this homophobe?
Yes.
I saw you listen to guy back.
I ain't gay. Sounds pretty homophobic to
me. No, I don't hate gays. So you love gays?
Love
yes. No. Classic
case of closeted masculinity, not comfortable with his own sexuality.
Like that is the biggest load of horse shit I ever heard. You're a guy who's begging for sex.
I should know. We can smell our own. I have been
Yes.
using that line since 1998-ish, 9-ish when I first saw that movie.
Right. Yes. God, physical media people. I've never heard anybody talk about a fucking streaming movie. I just had to throw that fuck in there just so, because like, well, if we're not going to censor it, we might as well be.
We might as well fucking go for it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you never hear somebody said, "Did you see this on streaming?"
Like, no, did you like? It is weird because again, this movie is basically nostalgia. It's a perfect '90s capsule, right?
Yes.
And like I said, I was the kid at the mall. I was also the kid that went to the theater all the time. Well, now we don't go to the movie theater as much because why? Oh, well, even if it doesn't go straight to streaming services, it's gonna be there in like I don't know,
a month. Weeks. Yeah. You got a month if it bombs first weekend.
Yeah, if it bombs, you're going to see it in like 4 weeks. If it does
good, 6 weeks.
You're going to see it in like 2 months tops.
Right. Yeah. If it makes a shit ton of money, maybe 3 months.
Maybe 3 months.
Right.
I mean, because I can remember back in the day, it was like 5 to 6 months it'd be on DVD or video. In roughly about 11 to 12 months, it would be on HBO, Showtime, something like that.
Right.
Now it's gotten to the point where it's like streaming within weeks, DVD about a week or two after that, and on HBO at about 6 months.
Right. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I guess it's when you see working in retail, electronics, I do my best not to, especially when they say, we got to keep you away from customers. Just can't stand people buying tablets for children and like.
Well, it's like, I turned 42 this week, and last weekend for my birthday, my wife and I thought it'd be kind of funny if we went to a zoo for a 42-year-old man's birthday. We have no kids. We do things to entertain ourselves. So we did this, and we see a child with an iPad at the zoo. And we're like, but my faith in humanity was momentarily restored when we realized she was using it as a camera to zoom in and see animals better. I'm like, okay, that's smart.
Yes.
She wasn't, playing around on it. I mean, sure, when they were at in the food, in the little picnic area, that's what the kid's doing. But yeah, the fact the kid needs to see something. I'm okay with this. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like for a moment, I did not hate humanity.
Mm.
For a fleeting moment.
Oh yeah. And this man served to save it. Eh, Well, I mean, I believe that's what your motivation was. We're not going to get into.
Oh, I'll tell
Yeah.
you, college money and get out of a town in Indiana with 1,000 people.
Okay. So.
I mean, yes, there was some patriotic undertones because I was young and stupid, but it was primarily I want to chase girls and get money.
Okay. Yep. Never. Damn it. Why didn't I think about the chick side of it?
Well, see, that's the thing. I went in pre 9/11. Keep that in mind.
Mm.
I was actually in basic when that happened. I had 2 weeks left of basic.
Oh no, no,
Fun.
no! Funny.
So,
I just watched like an alien theory YouTube video about Hicks.
Yeah.
No, not Hicks. Hudson.
Yes.
Being 4 weeks. He was short.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was definitely one of those things. Like my mindset as why I joined the military has not changed since February of 01 when I joined the military. Like, yeah, I want money and girls.
Oh, okay. All right. I was about to say, you know, it's all oil and it's
Oh
not
yeah.
Patriots. Yeah. Okay. Jeez, that could have been very awkward if you, yeah.
Oh, no,
Like,
no, no. You gotta remember, I hate humanity, so it makes
yeah.
sense.
Right. Okay. So yeah, truth or date. Uh, yeah. I mean, I mean, this is what gives. So I mean, you have the Jedi mind trick finally paying off.
Yes, because
The
the character of Willem gets mad that he cannot see the sailboat in the little 3D picture, kicks something, causes the videotape to go up into the upside down arms of Kevin
Kevin
Smith.
Smith. Yeah.
And then
Right.
it plays this video of the aforementioned Ben Affleck character and the Renee character, or I'm sorry, the
Trish
character.
Nobody calls me that.
Having a coital experience just 24 hours earlier, and this basically like shows Renee what she's dealing with from Brody's perspective. And
Right.
gets Shannon arrested because he points out that the cops that are coming to escort him off the premises, that girl's 15.
I thought she was 36. Oh, come on, guys. You would.
Come on. Like, tell me dude, no.
Yeah. No, you can't
Off to
punch
jail with you, sir.
You can't punch a man in police custody. Oh,
No.
come on. Just once. Okay, make it fast.
He plugs him right in the gut.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope we have a line sitting out of the courthouse in September in New York City.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Well,
I don't have enough herb.
Well, I'm just saying, like the only thing you can say is, well, he spoke about the Hope Hicks was a witness. She knew about it being in the Oval Office. Otherwise, like now, like I don't know. I just want there to be that line of New Yorkers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the dream.
Oh yeah.
Not the reality, but
yeah.
I had more notes like something like Octopussy is the Bond movie that all comedy writers make jokes about.
Because it's called Octopussy.
Well, I know, but a lot of people go pretty deep into it. Like, oh, this is like a very Octopussy setup when they meet.
Yes, it's like some straight out of Octopussy.
Right, and then you go to Ted.
Yes,
and he's Mark Wahlberg does his Dirk Diggler.
Mm-hmm.
Singing the theme. Yeah.
Like I said, it's low hanging fruit because again, the title of the movie is
Octopussy.
Like,
yeah.
If you have the mindset of a 12-year-old boy, as most of us do, at least half of the time, you're gonna make a joke.
Okay. Yeah. But going back to our Octopussy experience in this feature, we have to vote Biden to stop Project 2025 from denying us topless fortune telling.
If nothing else, folks,
yes,
topless fortune telling is an untapped market that we need to get into. Because as the character Brody says, you can tell me I'm going to die in 6 weeks. I don't care as long as I'm looking at a pair of naked boobs.
Yep. Well, there's a like one of my the blog that made me the smartest, the most intellectual Peorian in a strip club, as the dancers would put it,
Oh gosh.
was 40 years is enough. A suggestion that do we really need more than 40 years? And like, and I get it. Like, if you want to be a mother, you can do that really young, get your kids done, and boom. Do you really want all those mammograms and pap smears and all that bollocks? Before I knew my kinks, was I afraid of prostate exams? Um, so it's kind of like, do you want that after, at a certain age? No. So if you want to carry on, fine, that's your prerogative. But I was suggested in that blog that going back to Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, the person who chooses their own execution scene, which his execution was he was being chased by women off a cliff, topless women, I should say,
Yeah.
off a cliff and falls into a coffin.
Which I always feel might have been the inspiration for the whole death by snoo snoo thing later on.
Death by snooze to shit.
Futurama.
Okay. So I suggested that, all right, if you don't want to go beyond 40, you get to lay on your back, and you have, say, Keira Knightley or Scarlett Johansson on riding you on top. Your neck is laid across a guillotine. So the moment you nut, she cuts. Yeah.
Not the definitely not the like it's a hard sell because of just the sensibilities of it, but it's an easy sell in the simplicity of it.
Right. No, I can't promise everybody that Kira and Scarlett, busy women. Geesh, I can't promise you that. But I did not come up with a female equivalent, so yeah.
Oh my! I can already hear my wife's voice in my head, and I'll throw out some of her basic ones. Chris Hemsworth, Jason Momoa. Uh,
Gonna make her Thor.
yes,
Uh,
which is a
yes.
joke that they do in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, bringing it all the way back to the Kevin Smith thing.
Right. All right. So we're getting to the closure. Let's see. I got my political bollocks out of the way. Octopussy. Not a plan of. Okay. Brought up my shit argument. Um. Brenda. That is still one of the best because you got to watch the bonus features on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back to get the
They
return of the.
Yeah, they do a scene where Shannon Doherty is playing in the latest Scream movie.
Yes.
And they're on
a monkey.
Set. Yeah, a monkey.
A monkey win us? Really? What?
The
People love monkeys.
And then the security guard played by Dietrich Baker, one of my second favorite Batman voice actor.
What shit? I am blanking on what voice he does.
Batman Brave and the Bold. And
he
does Batman for Harley Quinn as well, the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Oh Jesus Christ! Like I know everybody on Harley Quinn. Like that's something I want to try making happen. Can we get a Joker off?
Oh, there you go.
Because Alan Tudyk is going to be at Fan Expo.
Oh no! And we've already mentioned Mark Hamill. The quintessential Joker. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Fuck Jack.
Heath Ledger did a great job. Jack Nicholson did a great job. Cesar Romero in his own way, great job.
Hey, Joaquin Phoenix, it makes sense in the future.
But like to this day, if I pick up a Batman comic book, I hear Kevin Conroy in my head, and I hear Mark Hamill in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, there you go.
All right. I mean, I love Tudyk's Clayface, but
yes,
but it's not Ron Perlman's Clayface. That's the only.
No, problem. That well, I mean, Ron Perlman had to play an actor that had issues with, the fact that he can throw himself into his role so well and have all these different. That was Ron Perlman. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Ron Perlman got his he got his start with prosthetics. Hello, Beauty and the Beast. We go back to it with Hellboy.
Well,
And
we could go all the way back to I think it's Birth of Fire.
something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
he even did a Mexican movie, Kronos.
Right. Yeah, no, it's
where-
Guillermo del Toro relationship, which is
Yeah,
I saw him at a fan expo. I don't know if he took the people up on doing Malort. That
Oh,
was a
gosh.
question. So.
Guillermo or Ron Perlman?
Ron.
I can see Ron Perlman doing it
Yeah.
because it just seems like it just seems like he would.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, that's so yeah, we get to see that is like when you bring up the ending of this feature doing the Animal House / American
Where are they
Graffiti,
now?
Stand By Me, we do get to see Suzanne the orangutan.
Yes, with the Weezer song Suzanne playing in the background.
Right. And this is when Weezer wasn't hot, honestly.
No, this was kind of like the dawn of Weezer.
Well, no, you had the Blue Album, and then nobody bought Pinkerton.
Right. Because this was right before, but this was right before Buddy Holly, right?
Oh no, this is after. Buddy Holly, yeah, right, yeah. Nobody, as I said, nobody bought Pinkerton, and Suzanne's not on Pinkerton, but
no,
it's like, and Pinkerton's one of the best albums. Like, I mean, you have a song bringing up New Jack and Johnny Grunge.
Yeah, which again, to the 20 people that get that reference,
right? No, it's like the Mountain Goats. If you've ever heard them, they have an album. Like I saw their tour for the album. To beat the champ, which is an entire, like, obviously they didn't play too many tracks off that one. They did play the tribute to the Chic, Stab You in the Eye with a foreign object, and I think they played the Ballad of Chavo Guerrero. But yeah, they did an entire album dedicated to professional wrestling.
Nice. But yeah, because they introduce us to Suzanne, which they bring back the Suzanne orangutan all the way in Jay and Silent Bob
Strike Back. Yeah.
But there is a comic book called Chasing Dogma that kind of ties in what happens between the end of Mallrats, the little bit that we see him in Chasing Amy, and then what happens before
Dogma. Right.
And then that brings in the Suzanne character a lot more.
Right. And when you bring up that with the Batman tributes, and then how Smith and Burton do not like each other.
No.
Yeah, like Burton Planet of the Apes 2001, which did come out first, did the Abe Lincoln thing, and then but they were doing this in Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, they did it in the comic book.
Yes. They did
this in the Chasing Dogma comic book,
right?
So, which did predate Planet of the Apes.
Yes, and so I saw this on Dinner for Five, which is Jon Favreau's show on IFC. Back when IFC meant something.
Yes.
And like he was talking about, you want to start a fate, like his agent was saying, you want to start a page six feud with Tim Burton. Yeah, sure. And they brought up how you ripped me off. And basically Smith said, well, Tim Burton said in his response, well, I don't read comic books. And Smith's response was, well, that explains Batman.
Yeah. And Tim Burton has gone to basically confirm these statements. The only comic book he has ever liked was The Killing Joke. That's the only one he ever liked.
Alan Moore,
because of his dyslexia and ADHD that he has, comic books were always hard for him to read because it is a weird formula of panel. But he was able to get into that story so well, it flowed very easily for him. So he was actually able to enjoy that comic book.
Right.
That being said, you could see some of the nods that he was able to do because The Killing Joke just came out a year before the Batman movie.
You're right. I think too, but yeah, I think it was 87, 89. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so he was able to get some nods in there, but at the same time, yeah, when that's your only comic you've ever read,
Yeah.
you're leaving yourself open.
Right. No. And I will say, like, it was great Gothic cinema.
Yes.
The Batman and Batman Returns. As I say with the Joel Schumacher movies, I like Jim Carrey's Riddler, iconic. But otherwise, when I saw Venom, There Will Be Carnage, and you have the scene where Venom's at a rave, and
Oh, God.
you see all the glow sticks and fluorescent. No, you've just Joel Schumacher's dead. Let it go. Let
Yeah.
it go. And we are two guys who love Joel Schumacher movies. I
Yeah.
mean, we did the Lost
Lost
Boys.
Boys.
Check
I
the
mean,
feed.
yeah, like
Uh,
we're not making fun of Joel Schumacher movies. We're making fun of Joel
Joel
Schumacher aesthetic.
Batman. Well, Batman movies. I
Like I
didn't
said,
see. I can't say I saw too many fluorescents and flatliners.
I will. There you go. I will
But
defend
we do
Batman.
also have the saxophone guy though back in
Yes.
The
Yes,
Lost
Harry
Boys.
Capella. But
Yes.
I will defend Batman Forever. I don't hate that one as much as some
Oh
people.
no.
I mean, yes, Tommy
Yeah.
Lee Jones was just doing a Jack Nicholson impersonation the whole
Right,
time.
but Jim
But,
Carrey, one of his most iconic performances, it
I
gave
mean,
us Stardust.
yeah,
And
essentially,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
I'm sorry, Cody. I really love Stardust. I wanted more Stardust.
So you're the one,
I didn't get more Stardust.
but you're the one that want, but you're the one that liked the character.
Yes, yes.
That's what I meant by that.
All right, yeah. I like it more than the American Nightmare. Like,
I okay, we're going off on a tangent, but I will say yes, the American Nightmare is getting stale
yeah, if he didn't
because
sign with WWE, it would have been rock hard.
well, I think it was stale. It was stale in AEW in my
That's what
opinion.
I'm saying. Like, by the point he was about to leave, it's like
Yeah,
nobody gave a shit about the Codyverse.
like the problem is he's falling into the John Cena trap of I will never turn heel.
No,
Don't listen. That voice isn't trying to help you. That voice is not your friend. Don't listen to that voice.
Ricky Steamboat is the only, might be the greatest wrestler of all time because he could not turn heel.
Right, but there's a difference. No one wanted him to do it. People wanted John Cena to do it. People want Cody
to do it. Yeah.
No one wanted to see Ricky Steamboat betray, you know, Dusty Rhodes or this guy or that. Ricky did what was right, and that was Ricky.
I guess you would say the Road Warriors might be the greatest tag team because nobody wanted to see heel run with them.
They were even when they were faces, they were always in stone cold anti-hero role.
Yes, right. No, they're just gonna beat the
or even MJF up until the events of this past week.
I haven't seen that episode, but
he's always been a heel. Just when he was a face, he was just saying the heel things to the heels.
Right. No, I'm your scumbag.
Yeah.
He was not going to be babyface. He was going like, no, I'm going to treat everybody like shit because you like it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, yeah, once we're into the wrestling chat, which I just need to get
it always happens. It always
right.
happens.
Oh no, and it's just more of like Russ, just go get yourself a Xenophy, take that hit. You're broke as fuck to begin with. Like, what's another $60? All right, so but we're doing pretty well. I think we're gonna do Ghostbusters size length. All right, so so I don't want to put you on the spot, but as I said, Fan Expo 2024, August 18th.
I am just confirming a couple things on my end. I should have an answer for you here very shortly.
Well, right. I didn't want to I didn't necessarily want to leave. I was just basically I'm gonna have to pop the shit out of this all the way up to
absolutely.
2 p.m. August 18th, 90 for chill, 90 FC. Like, I'm trying to think, can I make that something? Like, I gotta figure out, I gotta come up with bumper stickers or a
I don't hate
t-shirt.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't hate that.
no. All right, good, good. Like, I gotta come up with bumper stickers or t-shirts to sell, like SP4 life was an idea.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Well, as I say, it's still coming out with a good design.
Oh, sure.
I guess you could do it as simple NWO shit, but
You could do the classic NWO homage.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Homage, and the reason I'm air quoting when I say it, because homage is just a really fancy way of saying rip off.
Rip off. Yeah. I love
Like,
myself.
I love a good homage when done properly, but most homages are rip offy cash grabs.
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm poor. Cash is cash rules everything around me.
Yes.
Get that money. Dollar bill, y'all. All right, so we got the plug out. So we still doing TikToks?
Yeah, my show Baking Will Bake is returning soon. I don't have a confirmed return for that. It has been on hiatus for a little bit. But yes, Couchman Bake on TikTok, Couchman Bakes on the app formerly known as Twitter. Yeah, that is where I am at.
Okay, so you can find me on Letterbox, CM Darth. That's the one I'm not gonna give up on.
Ride until the end, my friend.
Yes. Otherwise on Twitter at CatBusRuss. I am really enjoying Blue Sky. So that's at catbusruss.bsky.social. I know it's wordy, but believe me, once you're on the app, it pays off. Otherwise, rate and subscribe on your favorite podcast apps, 5 stars preferably. Be as honest as you like in the text, though. like this is a sympathy 5 stars. This twat doesn't know shit.
It's just like all the times my father. All the times I pretend my father told me he loved me. He didn't have to mean it. He just had to say it. You don't have to mean the 5 stars. Just give us the 5 stars.
Thank you. Otherwise, thank you, Stacia Harden, for keeping an eye on me, trying to stay out of trouble at least. So hey, if anything, Stacia, you guided me to the point where I can be a big enough ass at a big convention. So, oh gosh, now I gotta really do her proud. Fuck. But in the meantime, I hope you're ever enjoying the presence of the fluffiest little angel, the one-eared angel, Skimble Shanks the cat. So, thank you, Andrew, for coming back on.
Hey, no problem.
So honestly, I'm in a banking stage, which is great for the podcast. So, but I'll keep posting out images and see what grabs people.
There you go.
Thank you, Andrew, and have yourself a good week.
You too.
All right. Thank you.
Can I hear a wahoo?